Texas, checking your top stories this morning with all eyes fixed on the fiscal cliff. There's another deadline quickly approaching involving milk that could make your morning bowl of cereal a pricey one. Ivory Hecker joins us live in the studio now with more information on what's being called the dairy cliff. Ivory?
Janet, that's right. The milk is about to spill right off that cliff, so to speak. Or at least that's the fear if a new farm bill isn't approved by January. It would force the Agriculture Department to revert back to the last permanent farm bill written into law, a bill passed back in 1949. I talked with the owner of AAA Farms in Bowman, and he says an expired farm bill is going to hit consumers the hardest, and this dairy cliff may just work in his favor.
Some commodities are affected negatively. Well, milk comes out better, for a producer.
A whole lot better in the short term, at least. Reverting back to the 1949 Farm Bill means the government would be required to buy dairy products from producers at twice today's price. But consumers would bear that burden, meaning the cost of a gallon of milk could as much as double.
The short-term benefits that we would see from this would cause us long-term problems. They'd start drinking something else besides milk.
The potential dairy cliff would come to an industry already struggling with high grain prices from this summer's drought. AAA Farms here is working to cut those feeding costs by sending their cattle out to graze.
Because of the high grain prices, we've really been in the red for the past couple of months, trying to buy feed and all.
The dairy subsidy program that's been in place to protect farmers only kicks in if the price of milk drops to about half the national average, which is about $3.65 a gallon. That program expired in September, but without a dip in milk prices this year, farmers haven't seen a significant difference.
The government would have to buy all the surplus milk. It sets a price floor that milk can't go below or they will buy it. And they haven't been having to do that over the last couple farm bills.
Well, farmers would cash out initially if the dairy subsidy program reverts to its 63-year-old version. ARANT says extra high dairy prices for consumers would ultimately cripple the progress the dairy industry has made with its customers.
We fund a lot of the programs for research and promotion and all, and a lot of work is going into that to get consumers to drink milk and use the other products. So why would we want to jeopardize that by running them off with high prices?
The dairy industry makes up only a fraction of the farm bill. The food stamp program comprises the bulk of it. Both the House and Senate have drafted proposed bills that would add modest cuts to the food stamps, but disputes over those cuts, in addition to the looming fiscal cliff, could be the culprit that's keeping a new farm bill from passing. Janet.
Thank you so much.